Alright gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here in Farmlands. It is October, a very cloudy October as a matter of fact. Don't think there's going to be any chance of rain, but it is a very rainy October nonetheless. We're going to start off here by getting the second application of fertilizer put in down here on our wheat field that we drilled in the last episode. And then from there, we've got the grass field to our left, our immediate left here that we can mow. And we've got a few other things to do as well. Now, you might notice that I've got $87,000 in the bank, which is a lot less than where we started off in the last episode, and you would be correct. So what I decided to do between the last episode and now, off camera, before we jump to October, is I decided I was going to spend $200,000 to help paying off part of the loan. So just to kind of give you a proof that that's what I ended up doing, I will go down here now and I will show you our finances. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see we have a loan of $200,000. Before we had $400,000, now we have $200,000. So, we got a lot less on the loan now, a lot less interest happening, and we're looking relatively good. Now, I do know, heard through the grapevine, that my friend Rusty Money has fully paid off his loan as of the last episode, so he's a little bit ahead on that perspective, but I'm still feeling pretty good about where we are. And yeah, we're moving along nicely. Now, in the used market, it was like the farming gods knew I was going to need to buy some. Where are we going here? Okay, whatever. Like the farming gods knew I was going to need to buy some equipment, and lo and behold, a Gillies AD49 is out there for sugar beets. So guess what? We're buying that. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it now. There's also some pretty nice things out here. I don't necessarily think we need this tractor. Having a skid steer might be nice. You know, we've got a very small, tight-knit area in there. It would mean we could sell, you know, our front loader and the forks and everything for that, and kind of go this approach. Might be better off for us, maybe. I don't know. Something to think about. It's not outrageously expensive, but yeah, it's something to consider. I'm not 100% sold on that yet, so I'm going to think about it as we move along. We do have 2 pallets here of aged goat cheese to sell, which I'm going to look at the price, and if it's as good as it is the last month, we're going to sell those things today as well, just to gain a little bit more funds for ourselves. So as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that right now. It won't take long to figure that out. Aged goat cheese, yes, it is still, well, pretty much the best. It's dropping now, so we absolutely 100% should sell those. 8698 still at Rusty's is still the best sell point. So once we're done with this fertilization here, we will go and sell that, and yeah, we'll go from there. Now, the chickens are maxed out, so we need to sell some more chickens today. We want to continue to have them reproduce. Same with the goats, right? We want to continue to have them reproduce, and so we're going to sell some of those. That'll give us a little bit of money. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it'll be a little bit of money. Do seem to have a bit of an issue with the BGA, unfortunately, with the manure. We've put more manure in there, and the manure's on, but it's not doing anything. So I'm not really sure why or what's going on there. A little bit of a concern, but you know, I don't think it's necessarily an awful thing right now. What we can do, it's saying I didn't get the second application of fertilizer down. Oh, there it goes. Just for some reason it was glitched out. What we can do is towards the end of the series, that BGA is relatively quick, right? So towards the end of the series, what we can do is when it's time to kind of get rid of the cows, you know, maybe we just sell all the cows and everything there and then just see if it'll chew through the manure at that point, right? That's an option. I don't really know any other option right now that we can do besides selling the cows and getting rid of everything. I'm obviously not going to do that right now because that milk is going to make us a bunch of money. I'm hoping the slurry works, but if the slurry doesn't work, then we've got a big problem on our hands, right? So I guess it really just depends on, you know, how much manure we actually get to put into this BGA, right? Because the manure, the BGA, it's 2,400 cycles per month. It's quite a lot, right? So it just really depends on how much we get in there. On how much is made, right? So yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a lot. Either way, one thing we do need to do, which I have not done yet, and I'm going to do it right now, is turn on our electric charge and our methane onto selling. So let's go ahead and do that. The digestate. We've got a lot of digestate. As I said, we're going to hold on to a lot of that, but I think since we are starting to get a little low in the fertilizer plant, I think we will go ahead and do distributing on the digestate. It's not going to distribute that much as we've saw in the past. It distributes a very small amount for whatever reason. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's still working, so we'll take it. And we'll kind of go from there. Now, the pallet issue we've been dealing with. In the last episode, I know, I don't know if both of them did or not, but I know for a fact Rusty did. We kind of agreed to put down a pallet storage, if you will. It cost $2,000 for each of us. We didn't, you know, give ourselves an extra $2,000. It's $2,000 out of the bank account that we had to use. But since it wasn't so expensive, we were all okay with it. And this hopefully will help prevent some of the issues we've been dealing with in regard to too many pallets on the map. I mentioned that before, right? That we're having a bit of an issue with having too many pallets, and it's not spawning any more pallets because of that reason. So, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. So we're going to do that to try to help resolve that. Now, off camera, I moved every single insect flower pallet that we had into that storage, and I will show you that storage here in a second. You can actually just see it. It's over there on the other side of our marmalade production there. It's just a white box building. There's nothing special about it. The biggest problem with that is how slow it's going to be to get them out of there. It only drops or distributes or produces, or however you want to say it, 10 pallets at a time. So it's going to be a little difficult. What I'd kind of like to try, and I don't think it's going to work, but I'd like to try to see if we could, you know, kind of force our hand on it a little bit, and what I mean by that is kind of putting the trailer on the spawn point and see if we can get them to spawn on the trailer. I don't think it'll work, but it's something I kind of want to try, especially with you know, items like the insect flower, because that is something I have to pick up with forks. I cannot pick that up with the liftable baler pallet mod, right? So I have to do that the old-fashioned way. That chicken was ready for suicide. It just ran right at me. But, you know, we'll see. So let's go sell this. Let's just double check that statement that I said. I think it's still Rusty's. 8694. Yes, still Rusty. So we'll sell it at Rusty's sell point. It's not going to be nearly as much as last time, but it's still going to be something, right? It's going to be something. So we'll take it. $34,778. Wonderful. I'm just going to drive right through his sunflowers. Eat that, Rusty. Eat it. Water transportation. We need to transport some water definitely to the pickly pear productions. They are very, very, very low indeed. We need to do that. I've got some other ideas as well that I'm thinking about doing to help, you know, even more with some of this pallet situation. We installed a pasta production. Now, with that pasta production, there's either one building you can put down which is outrageously expensive, or you can put one down that doesn't have any buildings at all with it. And what I'm considering doing is going that approach and maybe putting down some kind of a decorative building with it, or maybe I even utilize the mill at the same time. I don't really know how I'm going to go about it yet, but I'm considering doing that because I can take our flour and I can take the eggs and we can mix them together to make fresh pasta. And that's going to produce almost $2,500, I think, at the best time to sell it. So it's a lot of money that you know, we're kind of leaving off the table by just selling the flour outright and the eggs outright. So I'm very much considering doing that. Obviously, as you can all tell, I've gone pretty heavy towards the approach of you know, a pallet type of. Whoa! Well, that went well. I was supposed to be backing up and it went forward. I've gone pretty heavy towards a pallet approach on you know, this competition, right? Obviously, the BGA is a big part of that, but the other portion that we've been doing is heavy on pallets, right? So I think it might be a smart idea for us to look into. So real quick, I'll put this up here real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we go into here, and we go to fresh pasta, oh, I went too far. This is basically flour and eggs. You can see we make $2,305 per pallet. If we look at just eggs, we're making 1414, which is not terrible. It's not terrible at all, right? And then if we look at flour, we're making 826. So it's almost the same-ish amount, so maybe it's not the smart way to go. I don't know. I need to look into it a little more. Maybe if somebody has used that production before. Here, actually, I'll just show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. If you've used this production before, let me know. Because I haven't, and I don't really know exactly how it's going to work. Where is it? Here it is. So this $90,000 for this massive thing, that's not going to work for this series. It just takes up way too much space. But there's this small one, which is basically just a trigger. It's the same thing, and that's what I'm talking about. So if you've used this before, pasta production mod, that's what it is. If you've used that before, let me know down below in the comments. Because if you have, it might be something we consider doing here in the winter months when we have a lot less to do. Now, 9 o'clock hits. We're going to make a lot of money again, right? We're going to make a lot of money again. This is going to be a good thing for us. We're probably going to have a chance, as a matter of fact, to honestly pay off the loan completely today if we want to. I'm not sure I want to, but I know that sounds crazy. You might be like, why don't you just pay it off? That doesn't even make any sense, see? Well, and there's some other things that I'm considering buying. Now, we already talked about we've got to buy those sugar beet stuff, right? So I guess it's going to depend on how much else we have to pay for the sugar beets. We've got one of the items we need, but we've got other ones we have to buy, right? So, yeah, we'll kind of see. Anyway, there's that. That's the pallet storage building right there. I mean, it's just basic. It's just a basic white building. Has the option for refrigeration, which is nice, but it's just a basic, production building. There's nothing special about it. Oop, wrong one. We want to take that off. I do want to take the fork off, but I'm going to put the fork somewhere else over here. I'll put it right here. Probably in the way. That's my go-to, is putting things in the way, but that's okay. All right, so let's back up here. Let's grab the water, and we'll get started on doing the water. I said we have to do a lot of water with a lot of these productions, so let's go do that. It's going to take us a while to do that. And we've also got to buy some other things, too. We've got to buy a tank for the slurry, and we've got to buy a tank that can hold milk. Honestly, we probably are going to want to consider upgrading this. I know that sounds a little weird because we recently bought this, but it's probably smart for us to do so and just utilize the same tanker instead of having two of them, right? So we'll top off the actual production first, and then we'll head on over here, and we'll start topping all of these different productions with some water. Let's get to it. Alright, that didn't take too terribly long, but, yeah. Man, am I happy that I waited to buy the sugar beet equipment. We talked about buying it in the last episode. Yeah, we would have lost a little bit of money. Well, I say lost a little bit of money. We wouldn't have had as good of a chance to save some money if we would have, bought it last time. So, it is what it is. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what kind of tractor size this thing needs. I didn't even look at it. I probably should have done that. Whoops. But as you can tell, we've got 190,000 because we hit 9 o'clock, so we made some more money. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a big deal. 70 horsepower. We're golden. We're golden. 70 horsepower. We're good. We might need a front weight of some sort, but we're good. We're good. I'm going to repair these, both of them. So that'll take a little bit of our money away. Now, as we talked about, I really could pretty much pay most of, if not all of the loan off here today. I don't think I'm going to do that. There's a couple reasons why, but I don't think I'm going to do that. One of them I would like to put in this episode. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to do so or not, but I would like to put it in. The big problem is, as I talked about, I need to make sure I have enough money, and I think I will, honestly, because we'll make some money next month with, selling some of the methane and the electric charge when that time comes, right? Because we're going to have more grass that's going in. As a matter of fact, we still have grass going in right now. I need to turn all that back off because we still have silage and everything going in there. So let me go ahead and turn this back off. There we go. But we still have silage coming in here every hour from the fermenter. There's still 47,000 liters of grass that's trying to get through, and we're going to be putting more in there today, right? So there's plenty of that. I'm not too concerned in regard to the money. I'm really not. We're easily going to be able to pay off the loan, and even if we pay a little bit of extra on the interest, it's fine. It's not a huge amount, and I just destroyed that, so that went well. We're running out of areas here. We need to put another shed or something down. We are running out of areas to put things in. I'm just going to put it right here for right now. It's probably in the way, but we're going to put it right there. I always have a habit of putting things in the way, but you know, whatever. So again, I'm not that I'm really not. I'm not that concerned. We've got all that clothes we're going to sell too. That's going to make us so much money. We've got the animals. Speaking of animals, I talked about it already. Let's do it right now before I forget. Let's sell some chickens. So that'll add a little bit of extra money back in the account. But we've got to buy the tankers, the 2 tankers, or at least probably sell the one we have and upgrade it. More than likely is the smart thing, as I mentioned. But okay, so nope. So let's see. It's not. We're not making tons of money here, but you know what? It's something. All right, perfect. So it opened it up a little bit. But they're probably going to be maxed out again within a month or two, so. But yeah, the manure with the BGA, that is a puzzling one. I'm just going to have to see how much manure we get and try to do a bit of the math, and then when the time comes, we're going to have to make probably a tough decision on what we're going to do there, because we really want that BGA to chew through that manure, and if we put too much in there, then we're in big trouble, right? We're not going to be able to get it all done, and we're just going to be wasting what could be money to be selling, right? And we need that. We need that money. How are the guys doing money-wise? What are they looking like? Okay, nowhere near what I've got, but that's okay. I'm still trying to decide if I want to get this skid steer or not. I'm really considering it. I really am. I utilized the skid steers a lot in the past for pallet association type of things. I like them better than using a front loader. I think they're much easier, at least for me personally. I know some people may not agree with that, but for me personally, I think they are easier when it comes to picking up pallets. So I'm really kind of highly considering getting that. So yeah, let's well, I guess we'll figure it out as we move along here, but yeah, that's it's really tempting at $15,000. That's not expensive at all. I mean, how much would I get? You know what? I should wait till I get around the edge here. Let's wait till I go all the way around the headland here, and then we can start looking in the menu. But I can't imagine we would have to pay much after we sold the front loader and the fork on this one to get that plus a fork for that. I can't imagine it being much. I really can't. Trying to be very, very smart about going around the outside edges here so I can try to get as much of this weeded grass on the edges that I can. We're in the crunch time now because, you know, Rusty, I mean, he's paid off the loan, right? He's paid the loan off completely, so any money he makes from now on, unless he decides to buy something, it's just pure profit at this point for him. Now, the sneaky little thing that I'd like to do, it's going to pay off in the end, like tremendously, because when you sell this item back, you're going to get half of the money that we'd spent on it. But as far as actual true profit we make after, you know, paying for it itself, it's going to be, it'll be some, but it's not going to be anything outrageous. But when you sell back this item at the end, because we're going to sell everything at the very end of the series and see who, you know, made the most money. When that happens, then it really jumps up in price. But What it does mean is if I go this approach, we won't be paying the loan off today. Not a problem, but yeah, I mean, what we're putting down is going to more than make up for the loan price. I mean, more than make up for it if we're able to get it all done and set up today. And honestly, if I don't do it today, I probably won't do it. So, yeah, it's going to happen today. I just need to do some math on some of the other things we need to buy, like the sugar beet stuff. I don't know how much everything else is. I think from when I looked a long time ago when I put the sugar beets in, I think it was somewhere around like 90 grand. But we just got one item for like $15,000, whatever it was. So like, it may only end up being like 50 or 60,000, right? And like I said, you know, I'd wanted to buy them today, but if we wait till next month, maybe there'll be something else out there for us. I can't imagine we'd get lucky twice in a row from the farm gods, but you know, crazier things have happened, right? All right, let's see if we can put on the steering assist here, and we'll kind of talk about what I'm thinking here. All right, so we'll just do that. If I have to come back and touch it up, I have to come back and touch it up. So, sugar beets. So we have this. This one's 30 grand. And then the other thing we need, which is going to be the difference here, and what we're going to be end up doing here as we move forward with all of our grass fields, we are no longer going to be doing baling. And why, you might ask? Well, there's a reason for that, because what we're going to utilize to pick up the sugar beets off the ground, we can also utilize to pick up this grass off the ground. Now the problem becomes, I don't think it has a wide width, or you know, an unrealistic width that we can modify to it like we do with the baler, right? I don't think it has that ability or that option. So what then becomes is, well, we're probably going to need some kind of a windrower. I love windrowing, so it's not a problem, but you know, that's another expense we have to think about, right? So what I can tell you, I'm not going to give away what that is. I think the guys already know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm not going to give it away for all of you to make sure you come back and watch. But we owe 30,000 plus this other item. I think it's about 50 or 60,000. So there's 90,000, and then a windrower. One we're probably going to get somewhere in the $20,000 range. So we're looking at like $110,000 is what we're really going to need next month for sugar beets, because the sugar beets are next month. At least I think they are. Hold on. Before I say that, I better double check. Yeah, next month. They're next month. So we're going to need $110,000 next month. So what I'm going to put down potentially today is going to take up, I want to say it's 150. It might put us in a pickle. Might. The other thing we can look at, and the other thing I'm going to look at is, okay, so we've got all of these pallets, right? Is any of these pallets good to sell next month? I don't know. Maybe. Insect flour is December, but it could be good next month. It could be next month. It very well could be. Pickly marmalade is today. Oh, that just changes everything. That changes everything. We've got a lot of pickled marmalade. We've got a lot of that. I think we have like 10 pallets, maybe a little bit more than that, somewhere around in that range. We've got a lot. So that's going to change everything. Because doing that, why did it send us all the way back up here on the prices? I was all the way down here. 1,334 at the farmer's market. That's a game changer. We need to move those like as soon as we're done with this. What I'm going to do is a very similar thing to what we did in the last episode. I'm going to get this mowed up. I'm going to get it all baled up. Put a worker on doing the rolling. I know people in the comments, probably in the last episode, we're doing these episodes back to back, by the way. I know people probably in the last episode were like, well, you're not making any money off of the rollers because it costs more to pay the worker than... I know. It's fine. I'm not that concerned about the small amount of money. I'm not that concerned. I want the best yield I can get, and if it means I have to pay a little bit of extra that I probably could save money on by not doing it, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. The main reason why I'm doing it is I can roll it, and I don't have to put any fertilizer down. I don't have to put any fertilizer down in the grass fields, and I still get 97% yield every time. Like, it's a huge amount of savings, right? It's a huge amount of savings. speaking of huge amount of savings, when is our solid fertilizer is best to sell? I don't think it fluctuates that much. I think we looked at that in the past, and we sold a bunch already, but when is it? Oh, it does fluctuate a little bit. Not really. 1582 to 1607, not really. Not really at all. Yeah, not much. We can get 1602 out of it. 1628 of the green. That's greenhouse wood. That's not where we want to go. Isn't that Krusty's? It is. Why are there two of them? Did Rusty put one down and I didn't know it? Krusty has two. He's got oops. He's got two green wood houses. Those things make so much money. We're utilizing that in our Can You Survive 25 challenge. Those things they're like overpowered, man. They make so much money. Good for him, man. He's trying. He's trying to make himself back in contention. I think he is. I think he's a lot higher contention than he's leading on, and maybe all of us are thinking about, because he's got those. He's got all the pigs now. He's got the cows. He's everything. He really kind of shifted his entire strategy big time, and I think he's back in contention. He's got all those trees lining the outside of his perimeter that are all going to be ready around the time for the end of the series, which is going to make him a ton of money, right? So I think he's a lot closer than he's leading on, and a lot closer than we may initially be thinking. And I say we, I'm talking Rusty and I. Maybe Rusty's not thinking the same thing, but I think he's closer than we think. I really do. We haven't done a flyby over other areas either recently, and I've said it many times before. I'd prefer you go and watch their videos to see exactly what they're doing, but I do like just giving a very bird's eye high view of what's going on, because it helps me too, right? It helps me figure out. I mean, I watch their videos, although sometimes I don't get to watch them right when they release. I am behind because I was just gone. As I mentioned, I was gone out of the country for a little while, so I am a little behind, to be fair, but I will be getting to them and watching them likely this weekend. So it means I'm going to have a lot to watch on my docket, because by the time this weekend comes, they're going to have 2 more out. So I'm going to have about 4 to watch. It's going to be a full day of watching Farming Simulator videos with them. So 8 videos I'm going to have to watch between the 2 of them. Or no, just 4, right? Just 4? Yeah, just 4 between each of them. 8 total, 4 between each of them. Yeah, that makes more sense. I love that we have 2 grass fields now. This is huge for us. By the way, I also bought, I think I said in the last episode, but I did buy a bunch of silage additive, as you can see. So it should be, in theory, enough for the 2 harvests we've done so far on the grass. It should be. Hopefully. Now, a lot of these grass fields are honestly going to be heavily utilized for the worker to mow and roll. We will have to do the baling, but all of the rolling and the mowing, maybe at the windrowing if we go that approach, which I think we're going to. Maybe that they can do as well, but a lot of that is going to have to be the worker, because when next season happens and we've actually got things to do on our fields, we're going to need them to do it, because I want to get the grass off these fields every single month. I don't want to have to wait any months. I want to keep these kind of staggered. The way we're having them set up right now is that every month we're going to have a field of grass to mow, which is, that's a huge thing. It's going to make us so much money. So much money from the BGA alone, right? That just alone is going to make us so much money. So I want to keep that kind of rolling. Now, when the winter months happen, unfortunately, the grass stops growing. There's not much we can do there. And I don't think I have it timed exactly right as I was hoping. But, I was kind of hoping that I would have 2 grass fields to mow in the winter months, because that would be a tremendous help for having things to do, right? Winter months there's just not a ton to do. We're going to be selling a bunch of stuff, but other than that, there's not much, right? So let's get the rest of this mowed. Let's get it all baled up. I'll get it all loaded up on a trailer and then drop it off, and I'll get a worker going, obviously, on doing the rolling here. When all that's done, we'll flip to starting to load up the marmalade, and we'll go sell that marmalade, which will produce a good chunk of money. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it will be a nice chunk of money for us, which will be, much appreciated, considering what we do have to pay for, and considering I'm teasing adding something that clearly is huge and very expensive. And it really is. It is. It's a very expensive addition. There's treachery on our land. He must not have anything to do today. We've got plenty to do. I mean, we don't have a ton to do, but we got plenty to do. He must be bored. That's funny. I wasn't really ready to jump out of that time lapse because I was going to get the rest of the bales picked up on the trailer, but that's okay. We had to at least make a comment about our friend Rusty over there trying to impede our progress. Surprisingly enough, he didn't touch my eggs, which were in prime real estate to be moved around. Oh boy. So, we still have tons and tons of square-baled twine. I really was hoping we were going to be getting close to running out by the time the sugar beets come around, but, you know, I guess not. I mean, I guess we could still use it. Like, you know, the thing I'm going to buy that I can use for the grass, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be used for the grass, but from my financial standpoint, it probably makes more sense to sell all the grass stuff and go that approach, but, you know, whatever. We'll, when I say sell the grass stuff, really, I'm only talking about the baler. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's grab the trailer up here. We'll pick up all the bales. We'll drop them off at the, we'll drop them off at the, bale spike, bale pole, whatever the guy's been calling it. I keep calling it silage pole, but... And he's already got that tiny little field plowed up too, man. That didn't take him too long. I mean, it's a very skinny field, so I guess I kind of get it. It's not like it's a massive field, but he's already got that done. That must have been the only thing he really had to do today. Alright, there we go. Actually, kind of probably helped me. I probably should have thanked him because they put more of the bales closer together, so it's easier to pick them up. So we're moving along, man. We've got a lot of grass for it to chew through, man. We've got a lot of grass for it to chew through. Look at that. 41,000's already in there. We're about to drop a bunch more in there. So, yeah. Now, what we probably should look at, because I haven't looked in a little bit, is how we're doing as far as the sheep and the goats go. Yeah, the goats might want a little grass, honestly. I think what I might end up doing, even if they don't specifically need the entirety of it, I think I'm going to, after we get a full load here, which I'm hoping we even get a full load, we might not, but if we get a full load here, I'm gonna, you know, come back and only grab a couple of those bales off of here and drop them in the trough there for them, just so we verify that they have enough grass bales. I don't want to have to go and buy a grass bale from the shop. Now, granted, I don't think I'm going to have to, because that grass feed over there should be ready next month too. But, yeah, I think maybe just taking some from this harvest of grass here, or this mow of grass here, might make more sense. Because this is a smaller field than that grass field. Although it may not look like it, it is a smaller field, but only just. Alright, there's a full load. We'll go and take it and drop it off at the pole. There's a lot of, feels like glitching going on. I don't know if you guys are noticing that or not, but like it's like stuttering, like the game itself is like jumping, which is a little weird. Look at all that grass in there. It's a beauty. It's a thing of beauty. So, let's get a few more of these bales. We'll drop them off at the goat enclosure. Then we need to go sell the marmalade. And then we'll put down... We're going to do it. We're going to put down the item that I'm talking about. The reason why I'm saying we're going to do it is because we have other things that are going to be able to be sold next month too. Not only is it going to be all the stuff from the silage and everything, but we're going to have other things we can put in there too. I'm not sure I'm going to have time. I keep talking about it, but I'm not sure we're going to have time to do the slurry today either. But we don't have a ton of slurry yet, so it's not a huge thing. We've got 8,000 liters of slurry for the cows, and I think it's even less for the pigs. Yeah, 7,000 liters of slurry for the pigs. So it's not like we have a ton. It certainly would be nice. It would add a little bit of extra, you know, to the BGA, but I don't think it necessarily has to be done today. So, yeah, we'll or maybe I'll do it off camera. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know which slurry tanker I want, right? That's another part of the problem is I don't know what slurry tanker to even get here. Okay, how can I just want to unload these here. How can I unload these here? Okay, can I just pick one up now? Okay, good. All right, cool. All right, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Because I have too many of them on there, we don't need that many. I'll just bring a few in here. Nothing crazy, just enough to hopefully hold them over. I think last time they had somewhere around like 9-ish thousand. And like I said, there might be plenty of meadow grass in there. I don't know. But I just know that the winter months coming up here, we're going to need to make sure we have enough grass in here. We want them to continue to produce. And that was the issue last time, is when the winter months came, right, the meadow grass stops growing just like every other grass, and so they started to run out of grass, and we really don't want that to happen, if at all possible. So we'll leave it at that for right now. We'll go take the remainder of these and drop these off at the pole. We need to go sell the marmalade and then put up what I'm going to put up. And you're going to see it here in just a second. I think you're going to be excited about it. I'm very excited about it. It's something I've been wanting to put in for a while. We just unfortunately didn't have the money to do it until, well, really the last couple of episodes. You might actually know what it is. Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you don't. All right, where are we going for the I need to figure out if I was going to buy that too or not. I might figure that out off camera. I might just come back and then we might have it. Right? We might have it. I don't want to kill any of the crops here. Let's be careful. 1330 Farmers Market, which is the normal location. Okay, we can do that. That's not a problem. Like I said, I don't expect a ton of money out of this. I really don't. But it should put us past 200,000, which is a fantastic spot to be in. It really is. What a great spot to be in. What a dream. All right, so let's throw these up here. It might be faster for me to actually use the fork, but you know what? We're going to do it by hand. Why not? We don't have very many. Which each of these should be worth about 1,500, something like that. So, I mean, you can do the math. It's not a ton of money. It's not anywhere near the kind of money we've been making, but you know what? It's something. They don't need to look pretty. They just need to be up there. They just need to stay up there. So we got another pallet of the insect flour to spawn too, which is great. And the last one, we almost have another one ready to spawn. There's 927 liters in there, so we can sell that next month too. Let's go sell these. Let's see where we get to money-wise, and then let's just watch it all go away almost immediately. This is exciting, man. This is exciting. I'm really tempted to buy this though too. But the problem is what I'm going to put down is probably going to eat into the amount of money we could utilize to buy that. So it's probably not going to happen because really the sugar beets are next month and we've got to get those out of the ground. We need those desperately need those for the BGA. Not only that, we can utilize them for the pigs as well, but more than likely I'm just going to be buying the pig food for the pigs at this point. But I might add a little bit in there. All right, 14,624. So we absolutely 100% did get to 200,000 and get ready to watch it go by. So what we're going to be putting in, I've already got this planned out. I've planned it out for a while. We're putting in a windmill. This is going to provide us with almost $14,000 a month. Nearly $14,000 a month we're going to make off of this. It is a fantastic addition. Right about there, although it's kind of cutting through that, isn't it? Maybe we don't want it there. Where else would we want it? I don't know if I would necessarily want it in the middle of the cows, though, the wires. I don't know if that's going to cause any mayhem or not. Okay, maybe we can go this way with it. No, that's not going to work either. The only other spot we could put it is here. But again, we're looking at the same situation, I think, here. Yeah, land not owned by us. It won't even let me put it there anyway. That's what I was afraid of, too. I wanted to put it there at the same time, but land not owned by us because the wires are outside of the land, unfortunately. All right, so it's going to be here. Well, we're just going to have to suffer with the fact that it's kind of clipping through a little bit. We'll just gloss over that a little bit, right? We'll just gloss over that. Right there, actually, it's not clipping through anything, is it? And it's right there on that corner to the cow, so I'm not too concerned about that. It's there, baby. We have an absolute windmill. Look at this. Look at this. What an absolute beaut. I can't wait for them to see that and lose their minds. Oh, it's glorious. Absolutely glorious. I love it. I gotta get a good view of this. We gotta get a good angle of this. We want this for a nice thumbnail. Oh man, look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. Alright, gang. We'll leave the episode at that point. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button for me in case you've yet to do so. Thanks to my members. I cannot thank them enough for all of their continued support, many of which have been over a year. I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the Discord. There's a link down below. If you want early access to videos like this one, check out the members link, also down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Check out Crestu. Check out Rusty. And we'll see you next time.